Round 4 is done and dusted. Of course, North Melbourne are still unbeaten, but we still have another two teams that are potentially knocking on the door. Welcome to AFLW Today. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly, joined by two people who are just happy that North Melbourne keep on winning and winning and winning. Firstly, Jess Robertson. Hello, Jess.
Hello, Alex. I feel like that's going to be the intro every week.
It's the unbeaten flag roos. Like, that's why they are the unbeaten flag roos in power rankings. They will never be unmoved until they eventually lose a game, which I don't see happening in 2025. And over there, he came back from Japan over the weekend. He's like, no, I'm not resting. My team has won more games in the last season and a half than my men's team in the last 5 combined, and I want to talk about it. It's Liam McAllion, the stats guy.
Absolutely. I've gone for a couple of weeks in North, just unbeaten. 16 in a row. We're absolutely up and about for AFLW, and I'm keen to be back.
And can I just say, stats guy is rocking a bit of a bronze tone on the face.
That's the first time in my whole life anyone said that, so I don't know if I snuck into some fake tan accidentally. I don't know, but I don't know about that one.
You do look like you did get some colour in Japan.
There you go.
So
it was
well done.
Very hot, so I'll take that.
You've come back not any different culturally, but well done for going away and experiencing a different, I guess, time zone and culture.
Yeah, so, okay, there we go.
Well done for you.
Thank you.
That looked very nice. Check out Stats Guy's Instagram. I don't know what his handle is. And
it's on private, but anyway, we'll fix that. We'll fix that.
Before we get into this and have a chat about round 4 of the AFLW, make sure you do subscribe to all of our social media channels. Follow AFL Today on at YouTube. So that's where you get this program plus the men's program as well. Of course, we're deep into footy finals with the men's stuff. The boys did a great show on Sunday morning, as well as AFLW Today on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more footy content all season long. Make sure you follow and leave a comment. Just get in around the comments. We're having good fun at the moment. I put up a video yesterday of Chloe Molloy's goal, which we'll talk about later.
Oh, yes.
And people are like, it wasn't that exciting. Like, please, grow up.
We're going to have a big discussion, actually, about that, but when you left, so just stay tuned.
Okay. Walk out of the room and the production meeting continues. Let's get into the round 4 results, and let's get into it. Saturday at Casey Field, Naarm, the Melbourne Demons, 8-9-57, defeated Richmond 2-8-20. Just before you get into this, I do not want to hear, Richmond tried hard. They're zipping 4, and I'm done with them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you should have heard him last week,
I
Stats
did
guy.
say that,
I continue to be done with them.
I'm definitely not giving you Richmond tried hard. Let's just make note of how windy it was across the whole weekend.
Oh my God.
In Melbourne, extremely windy, actually
everywhere.
Yeah,
in Perth, in Sydney, everywhere.
Yes, so hence some of the score lines, but, anyway. Same story, different day for the Tigers, unfortunately, and I'm not sure how much longer we can talk about how great Monique Conti is and how she needs some passengers to come with her.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Sheeran is a huge out. I know that she wasn't at her All-Australian level the last 2 seasons, but she's just an absolute beast in the midfield. And then you got Mon Conti has to do a lot on her own. It's tough.
I was about to say, Sheeran only just got thrown in the midfield for the first time on the weekend for North and cruised around and got 20 as if it was no trouble.
I know, so they need that.
It does go to show. Ellie McKenzie was good in week 1, hasn't been at those levels since. But we did talk about this for Richmond. Coming back from Darwin was going to be a tough ask too after how hard that game was.
Yeah, and I mean, going up against Melbourne was going to be a challenge for them as well. I think what I did like to see from the Tigers is that they're trying new things. And before we talk about the D's, I'd just mention like Paige Scott being thrown into the midfield. A second-year player, Isabel Bacon, she's a defender. She was thrown forward. She kicked her first AFLW goal. So you can see that Richmond are just moving the magnets a little bit. The defence did stand tall early in stages. I'll just make note that the D's came in hot, but the Tigers only conceded 1 goal from, I think, 15 inside 50s early. So that's a positive sign. Otherwise, it was clinical from the D's to go 4-0. Kate Hoare, huge. Again,
she's so good. Unstoppable. Yeah.
Having a great season, 19 and 2
goals. It's like a low game for her, having 19 and 2 goals.
Yeah.
That's still...
I know, that's what I mean. That's the level she's been at to start the season.
Yeah, she's been great. Tyler Hanks had a day out, 32 touches herself, and this is all without the impact of Taylor Harris, of course, remained goalless. So the D's, they had 7 different goal scorers. So
Perfect.
They were having a bit of fun. Just shows the depth there, but also considering their opponent, they'll take the dub and they sit second on the ladder. And they've got Port next week, so they can very well go 5-0.
That's a good start.
The injuries are starting to creep up on them, though.
I know.
Yes, absolutely. Defender Maeve Chaplin went down, and they've obviously had the ACL to Purcell, so that does hurt them. We'll see how they cope. And we'll see what the injury actually is from Chaplin.
Yeah. And next week, Richmond have the Cats.
Doesn't get much tougher for the Tigers?
No, it doesn't at all. I'm a little bit, obviously you're very worried about Richmond.
I'm not worried.
Is this
I
just
was
a
worried
massive
after round
rebuild
2.
year? Because obviously we've got throwing around the magnets.
Yeah.
I think even the coaches are just going, it's a rebuild year. We're going to have to try different players in different positions. Because I think Paige Scott actually has a future. I didn't mind, saw a few things that she did was really good. But they're playing in the wrong positions. They're building. I think it's going to be a rebuild year for the Tigers.
And that's disappointing because at the start of the season, they were talking finals.
I know.
They'll probably be 0-5 coming into this week. And it's
Yeah.
just, that's not at all ideal. Like they probably do need to just start throwing some magnets against the wall and going, okay, what can we change up here to make it look a little bit different? Maybe put Katie Brennan centre half back to try and lock down back there to generate some ball movement. She's an excellent mark and a kick. Hopefully get some run and carry going. But the Dees 4-0 in Richmond. Oof, oh boy, zipping 4.
Yes.
Up to People's First Stadium. The Gold Coast Suns get their first win of the year, 7-10-52 to GWS 4-9-33. Well, Gold Coast kicked goal within the first 30 seconds. It really set the tone for the game. Havana Harris just storming out on the lead from the goal square after a great clearance. It was impressive. What I liked about that was she went back and she kicked the set shot. But then it was the second goal that she kicked in this game. There was a run and chase because the ball went over the back in the forward 50. She was probably 5 or 6 metres behind. She used some body, just knocked the GWS opponent on the ground, gave off a great handball to Claudia Whitford, who kicked the goal. Like, this is the type of thing. My thing for Gold Coast this year is going to be watching the rise of Ivana Harris, who we talked about pre-season, got her rising star norm last week, and then backs it up again with another wonderful performance. So I think you can see Gold Coast, they're trying some stuff, which is good. Like they're a bottom 4 side and we know it, but they've won this game. They're going to try a lot of things. They've got a lot of injuries, but you can see the identity Reece Shaw is trying to bring. It's basically what he was like as a player. Run and carry and charge through the corridor. Yeah,
I think you got to do that. You got to be positive in AFLW. I think we talked about this last season as well when a few teams got called out for being too defensive. At the very least, Gold Coast are going to be fun to watch in some games. And you got the unicorn. She's living up to the name, Havana Harris, just dominating. I think her performance this week was better than her rising star performance. So she's just getting better and better.
Her tan is way better than yours too.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not hard. It's not hard for starters. And yes, she's living up in the Gold Coast. If I lived up in the Gold Coast, I would look like that.
This is good, serious reward for the Suns, who have been chasing that first win. Where does this leave GWS?
Yeah. So this GWS, I don't think are going to get a better chance all year to come up against a team with no Charlie Rowbottom that's on a similar level of them on the ladder, because we saw all the injuries that Gold Coast do have, namely with Charlie Rowbottom and a few others who aren't even playing this year at all with the changes Reece Shaw has made. He's been dropping key players as well throughout the year. Gold Coast have given up 100 points in back-to-back weeks. GWS have a chance to turn up, put the foot in the ground and really stamp some authority on this game, because preseason they were talking finals and they're now 0-4.
Yeah,
and
it's not good.
You sort of have a look at them. I did a deep dive on them this morning. What is their identity? We talked about what the Suns' brand and identity is going to be. They're not going to be good for the next few years, but they've got a lot of academy kids coming through.
Yep.
And they're going to be a really good team in 2 or 3 years. GWS, they've won 25 games in 10 years. You have a look at the players that have left in the last 3-4 years who have all gone to other clubs and improved. Somehow they're the only team that hasn't nailed their first round draft pick this year as well. Look at the draft from last year. Unfortunately for GWS, it's 4 games.
Yeah, we don't know that yet. But
when you see what Zippy Fish, Ash Sentra, Havana Harris, what they've done to start the season, Lucia Painter, it's hard. I need this club to have an identity and a brand, because right now it's like, oh, we're just going to get in there. We're going to get in a scrap. We're going to hope for the best. I'm not forgiving them for their effort in the last quarter where they kicked a few goals. This game was over when the Suns kicked 4 goals in the third quarter. And I want to highlight the Suns' effort in the clearances. They won the clearances 27-10 throughout the day.
Not bad.
Absolutely dominant. Like Niamh McLaughlin, her goal in the second quarter was fantastic. Some fast feet, step inside. It was a great finish on the run. So this is a great day for the Suns, because they're not going to win many games this year. Saturday was a great day for them as a club.
Might give them some confidence in a few other games as well.
Yep.
First game for the year winning as the W program.
Yep.
The men win their first ever final. So it was a great day.
Did they all go out after the game?
I'm assuming they were all at the Burley Pav after having the best time ever. And the men they'll just be on the soft drinks. They're taking it easy. They got other things
definitely,
to do.
Matt Rao.
But yeah, so what are we doing with GWS sort of going forward? Like it's a tough couple of weeks coming up for them too.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about it because, like you said, I think the recruiting and things like that, some of their older players that are all there, the last 4 years, their older sort of players have been their better players.
Ali Morfitt left them.
Yeah, Ali. There's people that are
That's
leaving.
the biggest one that stands out.
So I'm a little bit worried about them. I just want to see, even if they got a lot closer in this game, because you said it was a few late goals as well.
Yeah.
If they got a lot closer, you go, all right, fine.
It was junk time
and things like that. So I just want them to just be in games a bit more rather than just finish strong late.
I would love to see them just do like a mid-season review and maybe change a few things.
Get Jess in there. You could do a mid-season review.
I'll go for maybe Alex should because he's very passionate
Yeah,
about it.
true.
And this is also like, okay, I'm whacking them with their on-field effort because, in fairness, their list identity isn't great, and they've got a lot of injuries at the moment too. So
Yeah, it doesn't help. Yeah.
living in the west of Sydney is very tough. When you've got the Swans as an option and you have an option to go to Sydney, you are not going to go to GWS until there are some concessions as far as salary cap and draft concessions are concerned. I think the Giants will continue to struggle.
They've got a better team song. That's all that it's probably got going for me.
That
big sound.
I enjoy the big sound, but it's a big nothing at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
bang,
We haven't heard it.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's true.
Icon Park. Carlton continued their just charge up the ladder this
I know,
season.
yeah.
Yep.
7-7-49 defeating the Western Bulldogs 4-9-33. This was a fun game.
It was very exciting to watch. And I've said this last week, but the Blues are getting, they're building confidence.
Yeah.
And you could see that again in this game against the Dogs. They're just getting better and better as each week goes by, which is really exciting. Before we dig into the Blues, though, I will say, despite the loss, it was probably the Dogs' best season outing, I'd say, so far.
Yeah.
They looked like they were going with the Blues for a lot of the game until the Carlton just, blew it open a little bit.
It's their second
late.
highest score of the year.
For Carlton, yeah, that was a great game.
For the
the Dogs as well.
Yes.
Yeah, they're improving as well, yeah.
Yeah, so both teams had some good passages, had some really impressive chain plays, but they just both teams lacked the final polish just to secure the goal.
Yeah.
Which was disappointing, but you can see the potential there and
Yeah,
you can see how
that's
exciting it is. How fun is watching Sophie McKay?
Oh, she just looks happy after the interview. She's so excited to get interviewed. She's so excited to tackle someone. Then she's so excited to kick. Everything about her is
So
just
we're talking
refreshing.
on the field or on TikTok? Because either way, they're both fun.
Either way.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
supremely entertaining human beings.
Absolutely.
There you
Go check out. I'm pretty sure her TikTok is with her sister
Yeah,
for
it's the
most of the
McKay
time.
sisters.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
They can do it all.
They do
Yes.
everything. They do it. They do a pre-game vibes. They do something that they eat after the game. It is the new age of of footballer. And I think what they're doing, just themselves, plus a few others, we can talk about Matilda Schultz
I
as
was
well.
just going to
Power
say.
players, yeah.
But what they're doing just on the internet as well, it will start dragging new fans in because they're having fun, showing their personality,
Absolutely.
they're letting people in.
Probably gets them a bit more
I do love
relaxed
that you
as
just
well.
said the internet.
Yeah.
Sorry, boomer.
Go on the internet and search Matilda
Just
Schultz.
Google it, kids. You know
On the
what I mean.
line.
On the line, yeah. On the line.
They're entertaining.
No,
Jesus
but
Christ.
Sophie was great.
That's good.
Very much involved. She had a huge second quarter mark, which was awesome, real contested mark. She kicked both of the Blues' first 2 goals of the game, so she was super pumped. For the Dogs, Edmund ruck turn forward, strong in the air, good presence for them, which I like to see. They did have their defense cut out for them. Brittany, I do want to pronounce her name, but I'm not sure if I can get it right. So if anyone knows how to say her name, Goodneck.
I think that's right. Yeah.
You're so cultured now,
Yeah.
stats guy.
Yeah, she's. I don't think she's Japanese, but we'll just go with it. Yeah.
So apologies in advance if that was incorrect, but she had 23 touches in the back line, 83% disposal efficiency though. So that was a positive sign for the Dogs. But for the Blues, they just put the game away, ran with the momentum. They were snapping goals from everywhere coming out of the contest and stuff late in the game.
To watch when they like that. Yeah.
Super fun to watch. Dana Finn, again, had a really strong performance out of the midfield, 31 disposal, 4 tackles and 5 clearances. Super impressive. Ali Blackburn had a piece of magic for the Dogs. So really good sign for them when Ellie's up and performing. But the Blues go 3-1. And they're improving week on week. They've got the Suns next week, so very winnable. So they could be 4-1.
Yeah.
Sitting in that, mid-tier 8 in the 8th. So
Yeah,
what are they,
sitting-
5th at the moment or
Yeah,
something?
they'll be sitting there because we got 4 unbeaten teams at the
Yeah,
moment.
so they're doing pretty well. The only just sour note for them was the injury to Yaz Dersma.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That is a broken
collarbone.
collarbone.
They look bad.
She looked in a lot of pain.
Yeah, so that was really unfortunate for them. But otherwise, the Blues was great.
Yeah, absolutely great effort.
And the Dogs, they've got GWS at Manuka Oval next weekend. So that is definitely a winnable game
Yes.
for the Dogs. Let's remember last year, GWS absolutely pounded them in round 1 as well. So
Well, hopefully GWS can take some confidence.
yeah, well, if all they need to do is just look back at that tape from last year. But the Dogs, they'll be going there with some confidence.
Yes.
Stats guy, Kazali Stadium on Saturday night up in Cairns. Hawthorn 5-10-40 defeated Euro-Yroke 2-5-17. That, of course, being St Kilda. First of all, I just do need to say the timing of this game was so dumb. Having it on at the exact same time as a men's final
was
not conducive to viewership or crowd number.
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't mind it because at first I was like, oh, it's going to be after, but it was still on the men's game. And I know that the fixtures aren't. You don't know if the Hawks are going to make the finals in the men's.
But what I mean is you always know that a final is going to be on the Saturday night.
Yes.
Yeah, they need to definitely adjust it to the men's finals, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's
it's
okay.
all right.
Did you say they played in Cairns?
Yeah, up at Kazali Stadium.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah, for the Indigenous round, I think.
Yeah,
Is that why they played?
yeah, they played up there last year as well.
Anyway, the Hawks, awesome win. They had no Gilroy, no Fleming, no Ashmore. And
What is going on with Aileen Gilroy's hamstring? It was
I know.
meant to be a 1 weeker.
I know.
It's been 4.
Oh, damn.
I feel like because they just keep winning, they're like, oh, we'll just rest her maybe.
Yeah.
Because they don't really, I know she's one of your favourite players, Alex, but they keep winning without some of their star players. And as you mentioned, awesome day for Hawks fans. 3 of 3 for the club. So you had a Saturday win with the
That's
VFL goal after the siren where
Yeah.
they kicked 9 goals in a row. AFL won in a big final and then a big win for the women. They go 4-0. So as a Hawks fan, Leo, check out AFL today. He didn't go home, I don't think, after
We
Saturday
haven't
night.
heard from him since the show yesterday
So the
afternoon.
Hawks fans are up and about. I want to start on a huge bounce back game for Eliza West. She was pretty much tagged last week for multiple parts of the game. Only had 9 touches in the game last week. Then she goes absolutely bang this week. 27 disposals, 8 clearances, 6 tackles and a goal. So that was just an awesome bounce back. And then you got Anya McDonough set up a confidence boosting first half. It was very low scoring. She got 2 goals in the second. So then they head into halftime going, oh, we actually know what we're doing here. So they actually got a lot of confidence from that. And you got Bodie's elite check side started the third quarter. She can just kick.
good.
She might not do too many things during the game, but when she does do something, it's either a big pack mark, a check side goal, or something like that, which is what you want to see.
You always need some of those players.
Yeah.
They're just like the spark players.
Yeah.
you
She's
know?
the barometer a little bit for the Hawks.
Your low touch players, but
Yeah.
impact with every one of them, beat 5 or 6
Definitely.
touches.
Yeah, I think she had like 11 touches and at least 3 scoring involvements and then a goal, which was absolutely awesome. Alex, you touched on this one. The Hawks in their 4
This is
games.
so fun.
I really like this one. They've across their 4 games, not in a row, but they've had 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, and 5 goals. And they're 4-0. So
Okay.
whatever they're doing is just working at the moment.
It's so funny.
It's weird. So next week, are they going to get 6 goals?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's it. If we're going by that, or they're going to kick 1.
Or they're going to keep on. Their max is 5.
we
Is it? Their max is
restart.
5.
Yeah.
But on this, the Hawks have been a lot more defensive this year. So I just want to touch on that there. I want to see them play a bit more attacking and find that accuracy again. Obviously, Jess said it was a bit windy on the weekend. Last season, they were the 2nd best offense behind North, 4th in goal accuracy. And now they're 13th on offense and 17th in goal accuracy.
Who the hell is worse than them?
Yeah, I honestly can't remember.
Oh.
You're testing me out there.
GWS.
It might actually. I'll find that.
Might
for next
actually
show.
be Brisbane. I don't
But-
know.
Yeah, that's true.
I know they're 4-0. Are we worried about their offense? I just wanted to ask you guys. Or just because they're finding ways to win, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I'm worried.
Yeah,
when
we've-
they come, they've got Adelaide this weekend.
Yeah.
You've got to kick a score to beat Adelaide. You're not going to win with 5 goals. And it's going to be at Frankston, so actually you might win with 5 goals. But in a big final against some of these teams that are putting on scores for fun at the moment, having your top goal scoring game as 5 goals
Yeah, 40 points
is a massive concern. Yes, winning, but when you get to finals games, this is going to be a concern. You look at the weekend in the men's, the teams with the lowest percentage were the ones that were knocked out.
Yeah. Would you agree, Jess?
Yeah, we've spoken about this
Yes.
the last couple of weeks as well, just Hawthorn's forward line and where is it? So, yeah, that's definitely something that they would be looking at.
It's that mid-forward connection. I talked about it last year with the Swans. The good thing for Hawthorn is they're winning games. The Swans weren't. Their delivery and options going forward aren't great, which isn't helping because once they get it forward, they're like, oh, what are we doing? It's a missed kick here, it's a missed kick there. Once those things eventually work themselves out, which you do throughout the season, they're going to start scoring.
Yeah.
Good thing is they're 4-0.
I think, they're 4-0, so they won't be too
If you're
worried
0
about
and 4, you're like, well,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think they have the talent there. They'll average on, I think, 8 goals a game or 7.8 goals a game last year.
Yeah.
So they have the talent there, especially if Gilroy comes back in soon. Hopefully, Alex. There we go.
Please.
So that'll help their goals. But that's just one to keep an eye on, as you guys said, to cover the next couple of weeks. The Saints, they actually won the clearances in this one, won the tackle count by a huge 21. and had 23 tackles inside 50. Usually you go, that's a massive tick. Oh, did they get the win? No, they got smoked. So I'm really worried about their offense because their endeavour and their tackling pressure and their defence was actually pretty solid. But then you go down the other end and they're just not getting it in their forward line enough. Yeah.
Well, they haven't been getting yes, they won in the first round, but they haven't been getting the footy into their forward line enough as it is. I know they beat Adelaide, but then last week against West Coast, they get run over the top late. They were never a chance here, and they got smacked by Melbourne at Casey Fields as well, with just a massive negative differential across all facets of the game. So, yeah, they beat Adelaide.
Yeah, that's the thing I wanted to
Seems
touch
like
on.
a fluke performance.
It does.
And also Adelaide were, had Chelsea Randall and stuff were out in that first game and stuff. So
and they looked very sluggish in that game.
Yeah, I think Adelaide just must have started out the gates a bit slower. Yeah,
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, disappointing for the Saints, but Hawks are flying hard.
Hawks are flying, and I just wanted to touch on Tiana Smith, friend of the show.
Right,
she was a real leader for them just in her, is it third year? Third year.
She's winning their best and fairest.
Oh, she's awesome. 22 disposals, 12 tackles and a goal. Literally, I could see her at both ends of the. I think she was the only Saints player that was sort of at the both ends of the ground, either kicking a goal or putting tackling pressure. So big shout out to her. So she's been really good. But as you said, I can't believe that same Saints team beat Adelaide. So they need to just find whatever they did in that first round, just to find a little bit more offense, and then they can.
When do we start getting more concerned about the Saints, though?
If they lose to Essendon on Sunday at Windy Hill,
I'm already concerned.
If they're 1-4, I think that's when the real concerns come out for them.
Yep.
Let's get across to the games on Sunday, starting off at Henson Park. Sydney Swans, 9-8-62, defeated Walyalup 5-7-37. Firstly, first game at Henson Park all year. How good did the hill look?
It was packed.
4,800 people on the hill.
I'm surprised you went there and a few tins.
I'm going. No, I had some other work to do yesterday. I will be there for the Pride game against Carlton later in the year, flying up and back.
Very nice.
My favourite part of this, other than the game, was Brett Kirk coming from behind Mickey O'Loughlin and putting him in a headlock before the game.
Why did he do that?
It's Brett Kirk. He was just doing Brett Kirk stuff.
Fair
he saw Mickey O, one of his great mates from the 05 flag, and just decided to put him in a headlock.
Fair
It was on the screen. I found
Should we be clipping that up?
Yeah, we could.
I've got to try and find it somewhere. I reckon I could. Where else do we start this with? The goal of the year, the goal of the century, the greatest goal kicked in AFLW history.
I don't know about
that. Wow.
You go, Jess. I don't know.
Chloe Molloy.
Yes,
it was awesome.
It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic.
You can't split the goals from there. There was no angle.
But I want to just bring a different kind of thought here.
Yeah.
Was it a fluke?
Yes.
She said after the game she meant it with the way that she hit the ball.
If I'm Chloe Molloy, I kick 4 goals a game, I'm going to go, yeah, I meant it. I think she was. I loved her smarts to at least cross it in because players would try and pick it up and then go out of bounds.
She kicked it with the outside of the boot on the point. It wasn't just a flat crack. Watch the angle of where the footy is when she kicks it.
I'll have to zoom in on the footage. It was a bloody awesome goal. It probably is goal of the year.
She's just won 50 grand.
Yeah, it's probably goal of the year, but I don't know if she meant it. That's
Keely Sherrar.
I was just going to say that I think I liked that goal.
Keely Sherrar's goal, yes.
I still like Cynthia Hamilton's the best.
Yeah.
The triple candy cell.
Yes, I agree with that one.
Very good.
Cynthia Hamilton also sold candy on the first goal that she kicked in this game too. So whatever you do when you're watching Cynthia Hamilton, she's going to step inside.
Yes.
She's done it so many times this year. But I think, 50 grand's coming Chloe Molloy's way and Cynthia Hamilton may ask for 10%.
Can you split it maybe? Yeah.
Oh, once it lands in your bank account, you can do what you want. I want to know if it's taxed. Like, is it just a flat, prize money thing, or do you have to get taxed on that?
I think it's a prize money thing.
Yeah, these are the questions asked. The more important, you get 2 million velocity points.
That's better. Yeah,
that is definitely more important to you.
Yeah,
because
you
you're
love the
always
points,
booking flights.
Always. Flights, not feelings, people.
But what I just want to say is that, how awesome is that we have all of these goal of the year contenders?
And
I feel
that's
like
awesome.
through 4 rounds, we've got 5 goal of the year contenders. And I feel like there's a lot more this year.
Well, there was a goal kicked in the Brisbane and Kurwana game that we'll get to later.
Yes.
We haven't even mentioned Zippy Fisher's running banana for her first ever goal in AFLW.
Epic.
It was great. Of course, how else would Zippy Fish kick her first goal? It was never going to be a simple drop punt.
Yeah,
a running banana.
Yeah, that was sick.
To put the Swans in front. But this, for the Swans, Laura Gardner was brilliant. She had 35 touches, a lot of clearances. She was everywhere. Her disposal efficiency was down. But you look elsewhere. Chloe Molloy didn't get a lot of the footy. Kicked 2 goals. Zippy Fish was absolutely nowhere all day. Still manages to pop up, kick a goal. She did set up another. But this win for the Swans was set up on the back of Tanya Kennedy, who was absolutely phenomenal, laying tackles, cracking in all day. Lucy McAvoy had one of her better games in a long while as well. She took a lot of good marks. Needs the kicking boots though. She kicked 0 goals, 7 this year.
Oh,
really? Yeah,
Jeez.
really needs to tighten them up. So once she gets that working, like the Swans will just click into gear.
I want to see a big celebration when she when she kicks the first goal.
Yeah, I've got a video loaded up ready to go of what her goal song would be. So we can put that out. Cynthia Hamilton, again, fantastic. Kicked 2 goals, 3. Could have had a humongous day. Again, sold the candy on her goal. I think Montana Ham, like we've talked about her week on week this season, but like she's putting together a catalogue of a season. She kicked a couple of goals. She was brilliant, but just she could have kicked 4 on the day as well. But the tackling pressure that she brought, the clearance work that she brought, you can tell that she's just bigger and stronger, like looking on the field at the moment.
More confident.
Yeah. The pressure from the Swans is what set this apart. Like the free kick count was absurdly stupid. Like it was ridiculous. But the Swans got 16 holding the ball free kicks.
Whoa,
That's
bad.
how strong their defensive tackling pressure was all day. Like you cannot take that extra step against the Swans because they are going to be all over you.
Yeah, I like that.
Like for Freo, we talked about last week that they had 100 put on them 2 weeks in a row, and we're like, we need to see it bounce back. They kicked 3 of the first 4 goals.
Was a good,
which
decent
was
bounce
great.
back. Yeah.
That's what I mean. They started it brilliantly, but what their biggest issue has been, it's a 4-quarter effort.
Yeah.
They were nowhere to be seen in the second half.
Yep.
That's really disappointing from Freo, and they would be just super disappointed with themselves. But Mimstrom.
Oh, she was brilliant. Like she'll get a vote for this game for sure. Like she had 11 clearances, 20 odd disposals. She took the points over Ali Morford on the day, and I reckon it was good to see because I think we needed a big Mimstrom performance as well. The Swans killed this game in the third quarter. They kicked 3 goals in 38 seconds. It was insane. From the time the ball went through the first goal to the time the third goal went through, I think it was when Cynthia Hamilton kicked her second, 38 seconds had passed.
The umpire didn't even get to write in the score in his little book, but by the time the third one,
it was, and it came on the back of what I've noticed with the Swans throughout the year. It's a lot of running in waves. It's not just one group at the same time. It's the first couple will go, then the next few will go through, and it's run and carry and handball and just forward pressure and go forward all the time. I think that's been a highlight of Scott Gowans since the Swans have come into the competition. He's like, we're just going to run and carry at all chances that we get for this game. And we'll talk about this. So Freo 1-3. They're in some trouble. Like, this is a team that played finals last year. We need to see something in the next few weeks or their season is definitely over.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
At this point, I don't know what we're going to see unless they have a massive switch in the coming games.
Like you said, they need to play more than 2 and a half quarters in a game.
If it continues the way it's been, though.
It's struggling.
They're going to be well below their expectations.
And the Swans, they're now 4-0. They've won 4 games in a row for the first time in their history. The first time they started 4-0. Big thing is they have not played a full game of football yet. They keep starting these games slow. They'll have a 10-minute burst while they'll blow it wide open.
Shows that you're fit though, which is good because you're finishing strong. Similar to the Eagles, which I was going to touch on.
Yeah. And most importantly, an interview that is getting recorded on Tuesday night with True Bloods and AFLW Today. It's a collaboration with myself and Polly.
Cool.
We are interviewing Sydney Swans coach Scott Gowans ahead of the game against Collingwood this Saturday at Victoria Park. If you're a member of this True Bloods faithful, must get to Victoria Park this weekend, 1:05 on Saturday afternoon. But that interview will be up on True Bloods and AFLW Today
That interview could
platforms.
be long. You want it? Like, I just want to talk about this part. That could be a 3-hour
I've given myself about a 25-minute maximum with the Sydney media manager, but thank you.
And make sure you let Polly have a chat as well.
Oh, no. Yeah, I know. I've got to tell you what. I could be friend of ours and friend of the show, Code Sports own Lockie McCurdy.
Yes,
he was the only one who went to the pre-game media session. 13 minutes of one-on-one time with Scott and Lockie before the game.
That's pretty good.
We got food recommendations for Henson Park.
Great,
very nice.
So go check out that press conference.
I like that.
All right, stats guy, you take over. Norwood Oval.
Game of the round, I reckon.
Norwood Oval. You want to read out the scores first?
Kurwana, the Adelaide Crows, 6-2-38. Beaten again by the Brisbane Lions, who I'm 0-4 on tipping them this season.
So am I,
6-5-41.
Oh, I need to stop tipping. I think I'm the same.
Or against them. Like,
I don't know if the Lions, they beat their bunnies. They never lose. They hardly ever lose to the Adelaide Crows. That's 7 straight wins over the Crows, which is unbelievable. When you
round 1 2022.
Round 1 2022. There you go. Thank you. But where you see both those teams are always right up there and you go, oh, they're 2 of the best teams of all time. But the Crows just don't know how to beat Adelaide. Adelaide were actually up by 17 points at 3/4 time. They're like, oh, we're finally going to beat them. Oh, and then we've done it again. They've absolutely choked. It was an awesome match. It was a nail biter. You had a goal of the year contender from Eloise Jones. So it'll be interesting to see who gets goal of the week against
that was
Molloy.
brilliant.
I was about to say, the hardest thing is finding 3 goals.
Yeah.
The 3, like we know what 2 of them are.
Yeah.
What's the third? Is it Zippy Fisher's snap? Is it McCarthy? We didn't talk about in the previous game. Ash McCarthy's snap that dead set turned at a right angle to go through. There was many other goals throughout the week. Like Prespakis' long bomb. Like
we could talk about a goal of the year contender just in every game this round. Absolutely. And the tackling pressure was really, it felt like a final, especially in the last quarter. It was very intense. There wasn't too many goals, but it was just really, really intense. And then the Lions just came back and just dominated, which was really good.
A bit controversial though.
Bit controversial. Obviously, I want to talk about Charlotte Mullins had a really elite snap goal, but Alex, especially the free kick she got, and Adelaide, I don't always like talking about the umpires, but they got very hard done by. And a lot of the men's AFL fans as well would be crying because they hate the umpires in the men's, and now they're probably not liking them in the women's.
This has nothing to do with the men's, but that was just not a free kick to Mullins.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Got tackled around the solar plexus, which wasn't higher above the shoulder.
Plexus.
Right
I've
there,
got no idea what that is. Okay.
Right there, right on your sternum. It was a great clean tackle, and even in the slow-mo and when the freeze frames, not once was it over the shoulder. The umpire, who was standing 5 meters away from it, has just completely screwed the pooch there, calling that high. If it was you saw Mullins' reaction, like, oh, sweet, it's a free kick. Adelaide fans have every right to feel robbed this morning. I think they were absolutely stitched up because Brisbane have been gifted 2 goals, and it's cost Adelaide the game.
Well, I would agree with that. They were really, really hard done by, but I don't know, they still, in that last bit, they could have scored a few more goals.
But what about the downfield free kick to Campbell? She was on 1 foot, already off balance, and she just sort of got helped along the way. It wasn't a malicious.
That was soft as well,
It was so bad. Brisbane have been gifted a lot of soft goals in the goal square this week.
Oh, in the men's as well, yes. Talking about Brisbane, Courtney Hodder, I thought she was really, really good. Brilliant. 2 goals. Talking about another player that just has that impact off, I think she had about 10 touches as well. Even put her umpiring hat on. I don't know if you guys saw this. There was, the umpires called a rush behind, but it clearly came off someone's foot and went out of bounds on the floor. And she goes, "No, can we just check that?" So I don't know. They just listened to her and said, "All right, you can be the umpire right now, Courtney." And they, she was correct. The ball came straight off and went out on the floor on someone's foot. Then she just does a snap from the boundary and scores a goal. So she's just absolutely awesome and one of the best players to watch. I thought it was a vintage performance from Chelsea Randall. And then I just chucked it in. If your last name's Randall in AFLW, then you just got sticky hands. You've got Talia Randall at North and then you got Chelsea Randall just taking absolutely awesome marks. She did it all. She had 2 goals, 14 disposals, 8 tackles, and that is exactly what you want from her.
Can I point out my weird thing I found out about this game?
What's
Found out, just watching it.
Yeah.
Do you think they mowed the grass during the week? It looked long.
It looked long?
It looked long.
Maybe it was a tactic, like the old, who was it? Stoke City in the Premier League days.
Cold Thursday in Stoke. It was a warm Sunday in Adelaide, though.
Maybe.
It looked long.
You always notice the weirdest things. Like, I was watching the game. I'm not looking at the grass is down there.
It was when Chelsea Randall took one of the diving marks, and it was just they had this close up, and I was like,
and then
the grass looks long.
She disappeared like Homer into the bushes. No, I don't know.
Didn't catch my eye, but I love that it caught yours.
You either think about the colours, the food, or now the grass.
Can we talk? Oh, we didn't even talk about the bad kit matchup in GWS and Hawthorn on Saturday in the sun.
Yeah,
it was a terrible kit matchup.
No more about kit matchups. The Lions, I just thought they were a bit stronger in the clutch moments. Yes, they were lucky with some of the free kicks as well.
I can't get a read on them. I still can't get a read on them.
No, I agree with that because they could have easily lost this game. That's for sure. Are they possibly fitter than Adelaide in this one? Adelaide, the 2 losses they've had. They didn't score a goal in the last quarter. So that's a real worry. I know that they're still a really good side. They've got stars galore, but have they lost their fitness a little bit? And are we worried about them late in games?
Well, we said in round 1 that they didn't look super fit and ready to go. And then they went completely psycho against Geelong in the last quarter, who have had problems finishing games themselves this year. And they beat GWS. And then we said it wasn't impressive. So maybe that was a bit of a reading on how the Crows are actually going.
Yeah.
So maybe the ick should go to Adelaide rather than Brisbane. But
I think
they're both 2-2. But then you look at it this weekend. Brisbane have North. Adelaide have Hawthorn.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
I think Adelaide.
And they start at the same time.
Oh, that's annoying.
come on.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Split screen.
Split screen on, yeah, you can do that.
Split
Okay.
screen.
I just recently bought it like yesterday. A third screen turned up for my office, so now I've got the laptop
Oh, no.
screen.
It's
So
going to be like a chameleon just looking everywhere.
I will be living in my office for the next month.
Yeah, very nice. But yeah, the Crows, feel like they're a bit hard done by. Brisbane very happy with a win, and the Crows, they just don't know how to beat. They don't know how to beat the Lions, which is.
I mean, something in the Crows' favour is that they kicked 6 goals in this game, and as we know from the Hawks,
yeah, they've only kicked
they'll
5.
win.
You know, maybe they don't really have much of an attacking force, so that might sit in Adelaide's favour.
I might have to go to Frankston on Sunday.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Bring back the hot chip review at get the hot chip review at
Yes,
Frankston.
I like that.
We got Vic Park next week too.
Very nice.
Arden Street,
Yes.
North Melbourne, 8. That's not 8 goals, 19. I got that wrong. Gerald, apologies. It's 8 goals, 10, 58.
Imagine 8 goals, 9.
Yeah.
That would be tough.
Tell you what, the wind tried its best. But yeah, 8 goals, 10, 58, defeated Collingwood 2-1-13. Scoreboard doesn't reflect how good Collingwood were, I thought. They are a tough team to get past.
That's a big call.
Yeah, I think
They are very stodgy defensively.
They're better defensively than some of the other
Oh,
teams.
they can't
North have
score, but
played,
they're defensively stuff.
All right,
Tough.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, look, North could have, had a bigger score against them, so that is probably credit to Collingwood's defence,
Yep.
and a bit of pressure from them as well. But at the end of the day, North were very, very strong. No one can stop them watching it. Like they're all over their defence.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just massive tackle count and
Yep.
pressure play. It was an Irish party though.
Yes, it was.
God, it was
Let's just
insane.
talk about Vicky Wall.
Oh, she was awesome running
Big
through the middle.
Blathland Bow guy over
Yeah.
here.
Blathland Bogue, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there was a great collaborative play between the
1-2.
two.
There was about 18 handballs between them.
Yes.
They can't bounce the footy between themselves, so they're just
But
going to
it's-
handball it
but
to
it was
each
great.
other.
It was great.
It somehow bounces back up.
No,
Bogue
Vicky
and Vicky Wall.
Vicky Wall did try one in the last quarter, and it went left.
Yeah, but
Do you know what?
It doesn't
That's
matter.
fine.
They get
Details.
goals.
Details.
Bogue just first season of footy has been unbelievable.
She's going to kick goal
Yeah.
there.
a goal every game, and I think she's had 2 games with multiple goals.
Yes.
Like she's so good.
I don't think she's missed yet, has she?
Maybe not actually.
Yeah, she has. She's missed finally. She missed yesterday.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, okay.
What do you mean? Finally?
Details.
8 goals, 1.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just loved seeing Vicky Wall just take the ball out of the contest through the middle, and she
So
just
strong.
ran with such power, and her running force was awesome. And the fact that Blathan could stay with her, and the Collingwood
speed,
defender
yeah.
was just absolutely not going to take it to them.
Yep.
The Pies, unfortunately, didn't register one score until midway through the third, and I really think that's really telling. It wasn't. I mean, you expect them to probably get on the board, but it was a scripted kind of game from North and Pies, just where they are.
The weather in Melbourne, like the sun was out this game. The weather in Melbourne yesterday was ridiculous. It was blowing a genuine Megan Gale.
Megan
really-
Gale.
Megan
That's
Gale.
a throwback. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tani White, she took 10 marks in
she had a
back
big day.
line. So, I mean, the ball just kept coming down towards her. So she was strong in some moments, had her work cut out for her, of course. But in North's forward line, Randall and Sheila,
Oh,
they're
unstoppable.
getting it together as a duo in that forward line. Sheila didn't kick a goal, but really strong aerial presence from her.
There'll be one day where both of them have a day out and everyone is screwed.
Yeah.
Because it feels like one week it's Sheila, the next week it's Randall.
But that's why North's
Yes.
unstoppable.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Exactly. Ash Riddell again,
Yes.
just a star playmaker, 36 and 7 tackles. She was huge. So I just want to mention that North's mid to forward line connection is it's just such good football to watch because they have genuine forwards that make genuine leads.
And they sort of spread out a bit as well sometimes.
They create space,
Yeah.
and the mids can actually they hit them on the chest with the ball.
Yeah.
Really good delivery forward. So it's really fun to watch.
Absolutely.
But yeah, unfortunately for the Pies, both of their scores came from free kicks.
Mm-hmm.
A nice Ash Centra moment. She could read what was happening pretty well and heard the free kick call
Picked
and took
it up
the
and slotted
advantage.
it.
Yeah, so that was good. We love seeing a Centra footy smart moment.
Yes.
But yeah, the pressure from the Roos, too strong. Didn't let the Pies get a hand on the ball and didn't let them get the game on their terms at all. So probably expected result.
You have
Yeah.
a look at it. They had 100 extra disposals. It was 48 inside 50s to 25. Like, it was everything that you expected out of this game. But I think Collingwood will walk away from that going, okay, we haven't got blown out. They haven't been blown out this year. So we know that they're an improving team and they're probably going to win, maybe 2 or 3 games for the whole season. But if they can keep some of these better teams from kicking those bigger scores, like this is a North Melbourne team that kicked 100, have gone on consecutive weeks of scoring their biggest score ever.
Yeah.
So to keep them to 58 points is a tick.
Yeah.
Yes, kicking 2 goals doesn't help, but we've said all year they don't have a forward line. I also want to shout out friend of the show and friend of Stats guys, Amy Smith.
Yeah, she's been really good.
Link up play on the wing,
Yep.
like 12 handballs. She was the receiver who then gave it off so the game could get flowing for North Melbourne.
She's
So I
taken
thought she
her
was quite
game
good.
to the next level this year, which is really good. And as I've seen in my AFLW fantasy side, which is very handy. Yes.
Yeah.
The Pies have Sydney next week, of course. So just the challenges keep coming for them, as do North. Probably their biggest challenge of the season in the Lions
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah.
next week.
North
I
will
mean,
kill them.
of
Oh,
course.
you reckon?
Kill 'em.
I reckon when North plays like Adelaide, Brisbane, it just ends up being close no matter how the
Beat
teams are
them
going.
by 60 in round 1 last year,
but
Stats guy.
that was a long time ago.
North, of course, going up north.
Yeah.
North going
Yeah,
north
there we
to
go.
play
Yeah.
the Lions.
North on a good deck with good weather. Oh.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, good luck.
Unstoppable.
And let's just note, they didn't even miss Jazz Garner. She can just chill.
I know.
I think
Yeah.
a well-needed break for Jazz. She
Yeah.
can just take her time getting back to
Yeah,
health.
just let Ruby Tripodi have 1,000 possessions.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
that was
It's
probably
all
one of
right.
their best games. Yeah, absolutely.
Sunday, Windy Hill, the winning streak for the Bombers comes to an end. Essendon 4-3-27, defeated by Geelong 8-10-58. So we talked about this last week. We were going to take note of both of the teams that played at Dreamtime in Darwin. Both of them lost and looked very sluggish in the first quarter because this was a first quarter domination by Geelong. They only led by a couple of goals, and they probably should have led by 4 or 5, given the territory dominance that they had throughout. Windy Hill absolutely lived up to its name. We just talked about it at Arden Street. It was bad. Windy Hill's 10 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
It was a bad afternoon for the Wind, but Geelong made a big call pre-game, dropping Meg McDonald, their captain, which was...
It is a big call.
Yeah,
They've
that's
started a lot worse than I thought as well to the season, so maybe they just wanted to change it up and see if it works.
So we need to get these injuries out of the way first because Brooke Walker and Steph Kane have knee issues. As of recording on Monday, we have no updates as of yet. I'm very worried for Brooke Walker's because hers looked very similar to how Darcy Jones did his ACL on the weekend.
Yeah.
But the word out in the press conference after the game was that potentially not. So we're very hopeful that Brooke Walker has not done her ACL and Steph's it didn't look okay.
Yeah, I was saying before the show, especially in women's sport, can we just get rid of the ACL? Can we just? I'm no doctor, but can you just take it out and then you can't even do it if you don't have one?
Well, Eric Hipwood's been running around with a torn one for most of the year. So
I'll look into it, but
Maybe you're onto something.
not a
Saturday.
medical doctor, the stats
not
guy.
yet, not yet.
But yeah, the Cats dominated this game. And just like last week against the Swans, they started it off really strong, but this one they really kept it up. In the second quarter, they didn't really know how to read the wind because it just started blowing across the other way. But the main thing for them was in the third quarter, they finally got on top. They hit the scoreboard. You saw Georgie Prespakis starting to get her hands on the footy a lot. She kicked the first 2 goals of the season. She's had 30-odd touches with 574 metres gained. And she didn't come to the bench. 100%
that's crazy.
game time.
When you have like wingers or mids, there's some that do that in lots of different sports, but in AFL, doing that is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Yeah. And then she was obviously really well aided by Nina Morrison. She had 27 a goal herself and 523 metres gained. I know stats guys not big on metres gained, but I think in the AFLW,
I think it's more important in AFLW.
when you have about 1,100 metres gained between
Yeah.
2 players who have 60 touches, it's probably going to set up your win.
Yep.
It's the same old story for Essendon. Obviously, a few players injured, a few players suspended. Bonnie Toogood is back next week, which is a big in. But, you know, Georgia Nanscorn and Maddie Prespakis, just once again, central to everything that they did. They have been phenomenal here. It's getting the rest of the team to go along with them that's going to be the issue now. They've won the 3 games. Now they're 3-1. So they've still set their seasons up really well. But you just need the rest of the team to get going. Now that Bonnie's going to come back, hopefully that she's going to hit the scoreboard. Steph Wales, back after 10 months. Only 10 months for an ACL
That's crazy.
was amazing. She dominated in the
What's
ruck
her
as
nickname?
well.
Killer, isn't
yeah,
it?
the Killer Whale.
Killer Whale, yeah.
So now that she's back as well, so you think if they can get some of the on top of the clearance and the stoppage, getting it down to Bonnie and some of the other forwards as well, they're going to win a few more games this year and hopefully play finals.
Yeah. Well, they'd hope. It is to do with the fixture a little bit as well. They've had a good start, so yeah, they'd be hoping to play finals.
And this is really positive for the Cats, though, because we've talked about how they've fallen away in games. North earlier in the year.
Yep.
this is positive. They were able to carry out this game,
Yeah.
get it done. Maybe just lacked in the second quarter. So still looking for that full 4-quarter performance.
But
from
I'll
them.
take that.
But you have a look at Geelong. You feel like if they're going to make the run up the table, and we both thought they were going to win on the weekend, it's going to be on the back of Maloney and Prespakis as well, because it feels like that they're sort of like Nina Morrison's going to be brilliant week in, week out. But if Maloney and Prespakis have the 20 touches and a couple of goals between them, that's what is going to propel Geelong up the table.
Yep.
And they've got Richmond next week at Icon
Yeah.
next Sunday.
Ooh, very
I'll
nice.
quickly just touch on the Prespakis sister battle.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
So Team Georgie. Team Georgie. I've always been Team Georgie.
Yeah, fair enough. They when they go head to head,
Yeah.
they just I feel like they take it to the next level because
Yeah.
they both want to beat each other in disposals.
And then
or
Nam was
goals.
there, which was nice.
It was
Yeah,
great.
very, very
so
good. Good to watch.
Yeah. And Essendon next week have St Kilda at Windy Hill next Sunday as well. Again,
Okay.
both of those games at the same time. What are we doing? And finally, Mineral Resources Park, Waalitij Marawar, 10 goals for 64. That being the West Coast Eagles defeated Waalitij 7-3-45. That being Port Adelaide. West Coast just need every quarter to be the fourth quarter.
Oh, they know how to finish games, don't they? I think the whole game was pretty exciting. You had an awesome attacking game, fast-paced footy, so many young guns on display from both teams, which is what we love to see. But the difference was just the running capacity of the Eagles, as you mentioned, definitely in the last quarter. But they had 59 more uncontested possessions, which I think means you're a fitter side. You can get to the open space and get some easy footy, which Daisy Pearce, that's what she did in her whole career. So that she's teaching that to our Eagles players, which is absolutely awesome. And they looked insanely quick through the middle. I'm saying they're one of the most exciting teams to watch right now is the Eagles, which I really liked, especially on the weekend. And on that, with the more uncontested disposals, 4 West Coast players had over 22 disposals, and not one Port player had over 20. I remember saying this last season about Port. They don't have enough players, ball magnets. Like every team in the AFL has 3 or 4 players that can get 20, 25 disposals plus. Port, they just don't have that consistent ball winner, which I think is a real worry just for the clearances and things like that. Would you guys agree on that?
Yeah, well, they've been concerning this season so far. So, that absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
For West Coast, though, some great goals happening.
Absolutely awesome goals. You had some clutch goals from Lewis, clutch 2 goals in the last quarter from their vice captain. And as Alex mentioned before, the Eagles just looked better as the game went on. Same as last week. Second week, they've come from behind for a really good win. I wanted to touch on Courtney Rowley. She showed how good she can be with a career best 27 disposals, 7 clearances and a goal. I think her best before that was 18. So disposals, that is. So she's been really good. And you add that to their star-studded midfield with Roberts, Lewis, just so many good young players coming through there.
Would you believe Ella Roberts only had 4 kicks?
Yes.
She had 20
25
handballs.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the fact that she didn't have to dominate, and then you got Rowley stepping up, you got Lewis stepping up, and they're all, I think, under 22 of years of age. Like, awesome stuff for the Eagles. And Daisy Pearce will just be licking her lips.
It's really positive signs for them.
Yeah.
They get a chance to win the Derby next week.
Yes.
Derby next week.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
That'd be
think
really good.
A lot of people would be tipping them in. So,
Yeah, I'm definitely tipping
I think
them.
I'll be tipping them at the
Yeah.
moment, yeah. Port, they were really good earlier. They adjusted to the slippery conditions. They gained a 19-point lead at the start, but they weren't hard enough in the contest. So I want to ask a question here, and they couldn't really stop Eagles out of the midfield. So should have Coach Lauren Arnell put Gemma Houghton in the midfield for some crash and bash? She did that the last couple of seasons. Obviously, she's getting a little bit older, but do you think that would have helped the power in this one?
Not really, because
No?
when they get it forward, who are they going to kick it to?
Oh, you got Schultz down there.
She's
She might be in the ruck as
that's
well.
what I mean.
Yeah. I think if you could put Gemma Houghton even in the ruck.
I reckon
And
it's
then-
after the centre bounce is when then you can say, all right, go up to the footy.
They
Because
just
then,
looked a bit soft in the contest, and I would have wanted someone in there that can just charge through. So I don't know, just a little thing for Gemma Houghton to go in there. Ash Woodland was really good for Port, which was really good to see. 9 disposals and a goal, and then just an awesome win for the Eagles. They're now 3-1, and is Daisy Pearce already showing she can be a great coach of the game?
Well, last year they started off the season on fire.
Yes, that's what we've got to see
And then they
towards the
fell
end.
away.
Yes.
So if they go 4-1 this week, it's what I want to see in the next 3 weeks
Yep.
after that, because they have set themselves up for a crack at the finals.
It's very
good call.
exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the ladder now that we've gone through every single one of the games. In a shock to no one, North Melbourne are on top of the ladder. They will stay there for the remainder of time because that's what North Melbourne do. Naarm, the Melbourne Demons next, with the Sydney Swans and Hawthorn rounding out the unbeaten teams. Carlton up to 5th, with West Coast only a couple of percent behind them, 1.2 to be exact. Then you got Essendon, who had their first loss of the season, splitting the top 8th and 9th. The Crows and the Lions. So that result for the Lions on the weekend is really big because they would have still been 9th, but they would have been a game out of the 8th. Then next, all the teams on 4 points from Waalitij down to the Gold Coast Suns. In 16th, down to Freo, with only 43% after their loss on the weekend. And then Richmond and GWS are yet to win a game, which is not ideal. And I struggle to see how either of them are going to win next week. And I'll look ahead quickly to round 6, where we do have Richmond against St Kilda and GWS take on the Swans in a derby. So
Richmond
might have a chance in 2 weeks.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Tipping results from the weekend. Jess's lead has been cut to 1 after only tipping 6 because I decided to tip 7. Bloody Adelaide. Yeah. Seriously.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely cost us. Spence tipped 6 and the stats guy got 5.
Well, I didn't put my tips in this week. Well, that's probably my fault.
In fairness, you should have got the away teams, which means you would have had an even worse weekend if we look at the away teams. So the away teams on the weekend actually went 1, 2. You would have got 2 if you got the away teams.
I'll take 5.
There you go. Big call results from the weekend. Jess, I feel like you're going to commit to the bit.
I'm committing, guys. It's coming.
The draw.
The draw.
Yes.
Sorry, the draw. It's coming. And if I don't commit to it, it'll be the week that I don't put it in.
There'll
be a draw.
That's true.
So
exactly.
Watch this space.
All right.
Spence wanted Ash Centra to have 25. That did not happen.
No.
I wanted the Swans to have the biggest win. They won, but they were the 3rd biggest win, I think. And the stats guy got the closest. Prespakis sisters combined for 60. They had 59.
Just give me the tick.
Nah.
Give me the tick. It's the closest we have. I'm the closest of anyone that's had big call this week, so I think I deserve a tick.
No, you didn't get it. No half points
59.
here.
I should have just said 55 plus.
Lock results. Jess has been stitched up once again.
Oh my gosh.
I saw that.
I haven't had one lock result go my way
I'm going to
yet.
feel like there's a punishment coming of some sort. Maybe just buy us all a sandwich. Or buy Gerald a sandwich behind the screen. So Taylor Harris did not kick a goal.
That is unlucky.
Didn't I say the D's had 7 odd goal kickers or
Yeah,
something, and she wasn't one of them?
Spence needed Chloe to kick a goal. She kicked 2. I needed Eliza McNamara to have 15. She had 21. Ash Riddell for the stats guy needed 25. She absolutely blitzed that.
Yeah,
she had 36 disposals.
Pretty easy.
Best performance of the round, be it a team or a player, Jess?
Oh, yes. I totally forgot to.
You
put
got
this
Carlton
in.
here still.
But I can go with Carlton.
I don't mind Carlton.
You know what? Let's give it to Soph.
Yeah,
Sophie.
Yeah, I like that.
She was super excited. Yeah. Loved watching her play. So yeah,
she's going to make a heck of a media personality in 15 years.
Very excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd just make a podcast with her and Abby.
That would be very good.
You want to do it at the Sports Today Network? We know a place.
Yes, let's do it.
Stats guy.
I'm just going to say West Coast as a whole because, like I said before, I think they're one of the most exciting teams to watch. When you're killing a team and you've got a big win without Ella Roberts dominating, obviously a lot of us really love watching Ella Roberts. I think it's just such good signs that there's new players every week that are playing well. So West Coast can be my best performance.
I'm giving players love this week. Georgie Prespakis gets it for me. 2 goals, 2. Had 30-odd disposals. Set up the win in massive style for Geelong. It was the first win of the season and a win that they desperately needed. So Georgie Prespakis gets my vote this week. That'll do us today for AFLW Today. If you did enjoy today's episode, make sure you subscribe to AFL Today on YouTube. Make sure you do hit the notifications bell so anytime we do a video, it does pop up on your feed, as well as following us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It's AFLW Today AU for more footy content all season long. Don't forget, True Bloods by AFLW Today interview with Scott Gowans is getting recorded on Tuesday night. It'll be out on our platform on Friday. It'll be out on True Bloods platforms on Wednesday or Thursday. That'll be up to Deebs to, once he figures out how to upload it, that'll be on Deebs. So we'll leave that one to him. Make sure you subscribe and start all of our shows on your podcast app as well as their YouTube. So the True Bloods, which I did mention as well, we're going all the way through the W season as well. Cricket Today, which is back soon. Stats Guy's got some work to do. AFL Today with the finals coming up. Hold all tickets for your racing as well as out the gate. You've got Honest Beers and Footy Form Guide who have absolutely smashed it this season. So check out all the shows that the Sports Today Network has to offer. But thank you, Jess.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Stats Guy. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Producer Gerald behind the camera because I think Brody's having a well-deserved nap today. He absolutely deserves it. We will catch you next week for the Round 5 wrap-up of AFLW.